in at the buzzer. They eviscerated the.
Time off. He left Saturday night's win over the Bulls because he wasn't feeling good. That means Larry Drew is going to take over on an
If I say
interim welcome back. Kevin.
You kind of went.
On ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Hanging with Hester.
Third and goal at the 2.5. Flynn under center. Hester straight ahead. He again.
You're listening to ESPN 100.3 FM, KLRZ, La Rose, New Orleans, and the River Region.
It's time for the NOLA Golf Academy on ESPN New Orleans. And now, live from the Golf Tech Center in Metairie, here's your host, Charlie Ricks.
Oh, and if you love golf, you just have to be excited about what's happening on the PGA Tour. The landscape has changed since the beginning of the year. As we went into January, Tiger Woods hadn't played competitive golf in 2.5 years. Phil Mickelson hadn't won since 2013. Rory McIlroy has not won since 2016. But that has all changed. And the storylines are developing for the Masters. 2 weeks away. Can Tiger win another major, much less another golf tournament? Will Rory McIlroy, now that he's found his game, will he complete the career Grand Slam? Will Dustin Johnson learn how to walk downstairs before this Masters? Hello, everybody. Welcome to NOLA Golf Academy here on ESPN New Orleans. To my far left is Stephen Calamari, swing coach here at the Golf Tech Center in Metairie. And, of course, Robert Emmett to my left, swing coach as well. And guys, if you had to come up with a word to describe golf right now in this country, I think the word would be electric. Have you seen it as exciting as we have it now in recent years?
No, I mean, you got to look a long way back to get to a place where we're right now. You know, you've got every big name in the game right now contending and playing well. You know, before it was Tiger against the field. Mm-hmm. Now it's the field and Tiger. So, you know, I don't see anybody really competing to this in the last 10, 15 years.
His round yesterday, Tiger Woods, on number 14, he got to within one shot of the lead. You were thinking, maybe this could happen. He went into the tournament a 5-1 favorite in Vegas, which was crazy. I don't think I would have made that bet.
Yeah.
But on 16, he pulled out the driver. That's been his nemesis for the last few years, and just yanked one out of bounds. What happened on that golf shot with the driver?
I mean, obviously, Tiger, his tendency is he's terrified of that miss right. You see him line up to the left and try. I mean, the miss, the hook, where he's going to line up down the left-hand side and try to cut it back. It's prone to a double cross, though.
Yeah.
And that's what happened there. In my opinion, he should have put the driver away. Same thing he did last weekend, where he took the 2-iron out, just laid back, played into a long iron. His long iron game's been great. So why he took out the driver there, I think he was forcing it. He had made a couple birdies. He knew he had to go a little bit lower, and he was forcing one. And unfortunately, it backfired on him, where I believe the play he came with last weekend, where he hit 2-iron off the 18th tee, laid back to a 5-iron, just to give himself a chance at birdie, give himself a putt. That's the smarter play for him, and I think it was a little bit amateurish, not Tiger-esque, for him to make that decision in that scenario.
Now, Johnny Miller yesterday used the term double cross.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Tell us what that is.
So a double cross is when he's playing, in that scenario, he was playing for a fade, and he quote-unquote double-crossed himself. He was looking for the fade left back to right, and he double-crossed it. Ball, instead of coming back right, started left, went farther left. He was trying to fade it, and he hooked it. He double-crossed him. He did the exact opposite of what he was trying to do.
Is there over the top a little bit in that?
Yeah, there's
just
a little bit.
tad,
It's a little bit over the top. What he's trying to do is come a little bit over the top with an open club face to produce that fade, and he just shut that club face, and the ball went left.
And he made bogey on that hole, number
Right.
16. He made a couple of bogeys coming down the stretch. But Tiger Woods wasn't going to win that golf tournament yesterday. I don't care if he made par on 16 or even a birdie. He was, 4 shots back or whatever. Not going to make. Nobody was going to beat Rory McIlroy yesterday. Yeah. He impressed, and he's obviously hitting the gym. The guy is ripped. His body fat must be less than 1%.
Mm-hmm.
But his accuracy with the irons, I think, returned, and he hasn't played well. He finished 59th in the Honda a couple of weeks ago. He missed the cut last week at Valspar. But if his game is in the mode it was yesterday going into Augusta, and by the way, we'll see a lot of the good players this week in Austin. But I think you need to add Rory McIlroy to that. If there's maybe not a short list anymore to win the Masters, it might be a long list, but you have to put him in there.
Yeah, I mean, it's his putter. His putter got hot. I've never seen Rory make that many putts before. 1 putts. I mean, he essentially, I think he birdied 5 of the last 6 holes.
Yeah.
And they're all 1 putt. So that's been my whole thing with him is if he could putt like that, he was Tiger back in the day, Tiger. But it's 1 week and he played phenomenal. I want to see if he could do it again. If he could do it this week, then I'll say, okay, I like him at Augusta. That's
and the thing about putting on the PGA Tour is good putting builds even more confidence.
Oh yeah.
That's really what triggers it. Now, Rory McIlroy came in. I think he had 39 putts or something in a round a few weeks ago. He even 5 putted a green.
Right.
So he went out and had a golf lesson up there in Jupiter with Brad Faxon just last week, and they worked on his putting stroke. And, of course, Brad Faxon said, you're way too mechanical. You need to stop thinking about the stroke and just think about really what he said, Brad Faxon said was, don't worry about making the putt or not. If you make a nice stroke, a good putt, that's good. If it goes in a hole, that's great. But if you miss it, forget about it. You did the best you could. And he took that to Bay Hill this last week, did Rory McIlroy, and look at the results. He had amazing number here. 100 putts in 4 rounds. That's an average of 25 putts per round. Anyone who can putt with those numbers on the PGA Tour is going to win, or right there, correct? What's the average? 27, 28 for
Yeah.
for a decent round?
It's right around there. And if you look at one of my favorite stats on the tour is when you look at the guy that wins. I was waiting for him to get Tiger. If you saw on Sunday, if you're watching the telecast, every time he had a putt inside 10 feet, it was Tiger is now 46 of 46 from inside 9 feet. But if you look at the winner, that's the stat that they blew the field away. They didn't miss anything inside 10 feet. And that's what separates these guys. Tee to green, they're very similar. But it's whoever gets hot on the greens. And with Rory, he got too mechanical. He's a feel golfer. He plays by feel with the woods. He plays by feel with the irons. And he lost confidence and got mechanical. And that's what cost him the last 6 months of his career.
Okay, we'll be here for the next 2 hours talking golf. We're at the Golf Tech Center in Metairie. It's on 17th Street between Severn and Causeway Boulevard, just behind the Lakeside Mall. I'm not mentioning the steakhouse across the street until we get
I'm already planning on what I'm ordering.
No, the brand new Fleming Steakhouse is. You can walk across it and have dinner.
Do we have a bracket update? Have I sealed the deal yet, or are you still in it?
We'll talk about that in the second hour. But anyway, 2 hours of talking golf. Our video lesson is you must customize a new driver. Do not go into the big box stores or any place online and order a driver, a $500, $400 driver, without getting it customized to your swing. We're going to show you that today, exactly what we do. We have the shaft, we have the club face, we have the loft. We can change all of that right here in Golf Tech, and you can hit it before you buy it. You can see the results on the screen. Be satisfied before you buy it. Stephen Calamari is going to come back at around 6:30, half past the hour, and give us a rundown on all of what goes into a personalized, customized club fitting for your next new driver. Also, we'll talk about the irons in the second hour. Lots of golf. Stay right there. Larry Benedetto, by the way, one of your students, is going to join us. He's been here for a few years, and we're going to learn whether he's seen some results in his golf game. Larry Benedetto, the student here at Golf Tech. Stay right there. We have much more to talk about. We'll talk more Rory McIlroy. We'll talk majors. We'll talk Tiger Woods. And we're going to knock a few strokes off your golf game. Stay right there. NOLA Golf Academy, ESPN New Orleans.
Let the games begin.
Learn more about the NOLA Golf Academy online at NOLAGolfAcademy.com. Do you love playing golf and competing in golf? And how about winning cash at golf? Now you can enjoy it all at the Flagstick in Metairie. Join the golf leagues at the Flagstick and compete on giant 10x15 high-definition simulators. The Flagstick Golf Leagues are forming now for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday nights. Call 504-510-5577 or go to theflagstickgolf.com or stop in at the Flagstick inside the Clearview Mall and register and compete weekly in the golf leagues. The Flagstick. Play, practice, party. The Flagstick.
New Orleans Roast Coffee and Tea brings 70 years combined experience to its coffee roasting with its small batch roasting facility located in the Merity. Its coffee is crafted by the fine folks at PJ's Coffee. New Orleans Roast offers dark and medium roast, chicory, and southern pecan. Enjoy it in 12-ounce bags or K-Cups at grocers like Dornax, Langenstein's, Robert's, Bromart, Rouse's, and Sapardo's. Even get it delivered to your door through NewOrleansRoast.com or Amazon and Amazon Prime. New Orleans Roast, as flavorful as the city it calls home.
This is Sidney Lee with AC Ambulance. Now is the best time to purchase an HVAC system. If your system is 8 years old or older, call AC Ambulance for a free in-home estimate and we will hold the price for a full year. We proudly sell Daikin with a 12-year parts and labor warranty and a 6 to 12-year condensate unit replacement warranty and the best financing in the industry. Don't delay. Call AC Ambulance today, 467-1400. That's 467-1400. And remember, call Sid. You'll be glad you did.
Come see us at Lady of the Sea Community Pharmacy to hear about ways we may be able to save you money on your prescription medications. We accept most major insurances, and we also offer discounts through our 340B prescription program. Our friendly staff will take the time to review your prescriptions with you and assist in figuring out which programs will save you the most money. Come by our location in Frank's Supermarket in LaRose or call 693-9260 for more information. We look forward to being your community pharmacy.
Dress to impress and join the Fairgrounds Racecourse and Slots for the 105th Louisiana Derby on Saturday, March 24th with 8 stakes races worth over $2.3 million. First post 12:30 p.m. Enjoy the excitement of thoroughbred racing and the history of the Louisiana Derby with $1 million up for grabs and a spot in the Kentucky Derby. Enjoy the Woodford Reserve 105th Derby Day tent experience, complete with bourbon samplings and fashion at the races. Visit fgno.com for details.
The 2018 Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series is underway, and you can get caught up on all the action and details for all the races Fridays right here on ESPN New Orleans. And it's sponsored by Rogers Parts, your locally owned Napa Auto Parts stores in LaFourche, Assumption, and St. Mary parishes, by RPM Automotive on Williams Boulevard in Kenner, and by Cajun Colors Leather Specialties in Metairie. Get the expert analysis and latest news on NASCAR racing events all throughout the season, every Friday on ESPN New Orleans.
Having fun while improving your game.
It looks like I'm a wreck. It's in the hole!
This is the NOLA Golf Academy.
It's in the hole!
Well, the Champions Tour comes to the area this week. The Rapiscan Classic, the Champions Tour event at Fallen Oak, my favorite golf course. Tom Fazio designed. If you haven't been out there, it's well worth a walk in the park to watch some tour players. Bernhard Langer is going to be there. Colin Montgomery and big old John Daly is going to be at the Rapiscan Classic event. Get out there. It's about an hour and a half from the city of New Orleans. Stay at the Beau Rivage, the beautiful Beau Rivage Casino Resort. And it's in a national forest. It's a family event, obviously. Take everyone out there. And by the way, admission is free for this Champions Tour event, so get out there and see that. In this golf course, it's in America's top 100 golf courses by Golf Week. Golf Digest has it in the top 100 public golf courses to play. I believe Golf Digest said it has one of the best 19th holes in all of golf. I think it's in the top 50. The Arnold Palmer Invitational yesterday, of course, Rory McIlroy, very impressive win, a nice round of 64 yesterday to close it out. Birdied 5 of the last 6 holes. I really enjoyed the telecast. It was good to hear Johnny Miller back in the booth, and he tells it like it is. He's not short on opinions. We all know that, but that's what we all love about him. But he had a couple of every once in a while, if you're really listening, he drops some good little morsels of information, enlightening information. One of them he said yesterday, when you get the lead on this tour, right, you can no longer settle for pars. Not these days. And that is so true. And it showed, well, Rory McIlroy proved it yesterday. You better make some birdies to keep pace, because once a player gets it going and they get on a roll like Rory did, it's impossible to stay even with them, right, with pars and especially bogeys.
Yeah, and they'll get away from you in a hurry. It's one of the things Tiger did better than everybody, and why he dominated and never came back on a Sunday, is whenever he got the lead, he didn't try to maintain the lead. If he had a 2-shot lead, he wanted 4 shots. If he had 4, he wanted 8. And that's what a lot of guys don't do. You see, when they get the lead by 1 or 2. They just want to make par. They just want to hold on to it. This is something I've told you many times. I believe Rory's the only one that shows that Tiger-esque ability, is because when he gets the lead, he looks to expand on it. He never just looks to hold on to it. The guy that holds on to it is the guy that crumbles 16, 17, 18. And Rory doesn't do that. And he's the only one really that's shown the ability. Jordan showed it once or twice, but never really to run away from the field like Tiger or a Jack or an Arnie would. Phil at times when he's rolling the rock, he can go low. But, Rory's really got that ability where he can, if he gets it falling, if he starts seeing a couple putts fall, he's going to be like Tiger and go out to 4 and 8 shots ahead.
I had some other observations yesterday. First of all, Tiger Woods showed us that he's getting much closer to returning to his old form. There was an expletive that he dropped.
Yeah.
Was it the one he hit out of bounds, or it was the one he pushed to the right?
Yeah.
There you go.
That's vintage Tiger.
That's a great sign that we're going to get Tiger Woods back to full form. Henrik Stenson started the golf tournament 12 under, 2-shot lead. Rory McIlroy is 2 shots behind. To our point a minute ago, if you don't make some birdies, and Henrik Stenson just started out bad, and he just never got it going.
Well, you could see the whole front nine. I mean, his average proximity to the hole was like 35, 40 feet. I mean, he's sitting there a couple times. I watched him. He's 150, 160 yards on number 12, par 5, pins tucked right. He lays up to like 80 yards, which is right in his wheelhouse, and he pulls it long left. He's like 40 feet from the hole with a wedge in his hand. That is, you can't do that on the tour, and that's not good.
And I think he was feeling the pressure too, because just what we were talking about, how when he sees on the leaderboard, Rory's going low, Tiger's going low, he hears the roars. That puts a lot of pressure on him. So he's trying to force shots. Instead of hitting it to 25 feet, 20 feet, he's trying to force it to 3 and 4 feet. And then, he's making some mistakes. And if he doesn't get the putter rolling, it's downhill in a hurry.
One other observation, Bryson DeChambeau, kind of unorthodox in a lot of ways.
Right.
It's not his golf swing. The fact that he named the clubs in his bag after holes at Augusta, interesting. He has a posture, a setup with his putting stroke, very unusual. And I've taken putting lessons from, matter of fact, one of the top gurus, and I was always told, they were telling me, this instructor, to keep my elbows in and point it towards my hips, sort of like a. Remember how Jack Nicklaus had the elbows close to the body?
Mm-hmm.
And I had a very straight arm at the time because I was trying to create a pendulum swing. And Bryson DeChambeau, very rigid looking, very straight armed. Would you teach that today for a putting stroke?
Yes and no. It's all about the individual person. Bryson's somebody that's been searching. If you remember last year, he started putting side saddle. He had a putter on Wednesday. He's the golf scientist, right? He had a putter he was using that the USGA came 12 hours before the start of a tournament and told him it's illegal. So he's always been searching. But the big thing with him getting so rigid, and this is something Steve's going to attest to, the biggest thing's in puttering. It's all about getting the toe of the putter on the ground, getting that blade to sit flat, and then getting your eyes over the golf ball. If you're in that proper setup, you're going to succeed much more often. You're going to get the ball rolling end over end. And that's what Bryson's really trying to find, is a way that he can consistently roll that ball on its intended line.
Well, he's got the arm lock putter too, so he can't keep those elbows. So if you looked, and his arm lock, by the way, because it's illegal to go above your elbow, it's pretty close to his elbow right there. So he's putting pressure on the tour to make sure that's legal.
And Brian DeChambeau, even with his full swing, doesn't really cock the wrist until he's well beyond parallel or past waist high.
Right.
I've never seen a tour, or I should say a golf instructor, try to teach you not to cock the wrist before that point. That's very unorthodox.
In a way, yes. If you look at Ricky Fowler, he's very laid off at the top too. It's all about getting consistency there, which you see from a lot of just traits of the top golfers in the world, is that flexed bowed left wrist. Dustin Johnson, Jordan Spieth, that kind of bowing at the top. It's something that he doesn't do that way, but he keeps it very flat. If he stays rigid, he's never going to extend that lead wrist, opening club face, losing a little bit of control. And he's just very robotic. He calls himself the golf scientist again. Another thing he does.
Wow. Well, his whole theory is all the clubs being one length is to swing everything on one plane. He's a one-plane guy. It's his whole theory. So I guess if you have a pitching wedge that's that long, you have to do that. You can't hinge a wrist at a pitching wedge that's that long.
Right.
So
the unorthodox swing, putting stroke, naming his clubs. The other thing is, this is my opinion, Bryson, get rid of the kangaroo hat.
Oh, come on.
No. It went out of style years ago. It doesn't. He really doesn't wear it well.
It's his ode to Payne Stewart.
I don't know. Just get rid of it. I don't care for it. I think it's had its day. Yeah, it was Ben Hogan's, and then it was Payne Stewart's, and when you put on that kangaroo hat, you better live up to it. You better win a major. I know he won the NCAA, but he hasn't won,
and the U.S. Amateur,
but he hasn't won a major on the PGA Tour. And
he's trying to do it his way.
I don't know. That's here again. That's just my opinion. But Tiger, before we go to break, I want to make sure. Did you see this at the end? I love the interview at the end of the round. He really wasn't shaken, even by the couple of bad shots and a couple of bogeys coming down the stretch. He's still, you can tell, he's still happy with the place he is now and with his golf game. And the reason I like seeing that, if I would have seen frustration come out of that interview at the end of that round yesterday, end of this golf tournament, it would have told me that he's frustrated to the point, and this is what I always feared with him being kind of self-taught, he's playing with the feel right now, is when basically the wheels come off, and this is how most golfers are. They start searching. They start figuring out. It gets in your head. And to me, once he leaves this fact, I should say the feel, and just feeling natural with the golf swing, when he starts to think mechanics and positions again, that's when I think it's going to get worse for Tiger Woods. So I love where he is right now of accepting the bad shots, because there's going to be a lot of them. But you agree with that as far as him not having to start thinking about the golf swing?
Right. I mean, Tiger in the past, he's gotten to the point where he goes down that rabbit hole. When he got big into biomechanics with Sean Foley and Chris Como and all these guys, he's gotten away from that a little bit. He's gone, he's back teaching himself. He's doing what comes naturally to him, which obviously, 14 majors later, pretty good. So as long as he stays to that course, gives it what he wants out, gives it a true test, I think it's going to pan out well. Seeing him respond in that way was really positive for him, too, because normally you'll see him get real down on himself 3 bogeys in. He didn't see that. I think he knew he's not ready to win yet. Also, too, it's good to see him fallible again, seeing him stumble. It's going to prove better for him that he's been in that scenario already, fell short, so hopefully in 2 weeks when he's back there, he doesn't.
I think the putter is almost back.
Wow.
Not quite. I thought the week before we were seeing it, but I didn't see it. But he did hit some closer iron shots yesterday than we've seen the last few weeks.
Definitely.
But unless you hit it, you got to get the ball inside of 20, 15 feet to start making a lot of birdies. And I think that's really the only thing other than – you think he used a 2-iron stinger at Augusta, or is it a turn too much?
Yeah, in places. Augusta gets a little long. He's got, there's a lot more undulation at Augusta. So when he's downhill, yeah, he's going to use it. But when on some of those uphill shots, like 11 and 9 and 10 and stuff like that, he has to hit a 3-wood or a driver just because he needs the distance. Hopefully he pans it out by them, or else he's going to be spending some time in the Georgia Pines.
Okay, we're here at the Golf Tech Center in Metairie, newly designed. It's spectacular looking. All the latest technology to improve your golf game. You can come in here and practice any time of day. You can record your practices. You can go home later in the week and pull it up late at night and with a cold beverage even, and watch your golf lesson as you get the instructors here, the swing coaches, Stephen Calamari to my far left, and, of course, Robert Emmett, and hear their voices and see the lines drawn and as you go through the lesson. So it's a great refresher to go back and look at it a little later on. Okay, stay right there. When we come back, we're going to show you everything that Golf Tech will tell you when it comes to spending those hundreds of dollars for a new driver. Don't spend it until you hear what Stephen Calamari will say next. Here in NOLA Golf Academy, you're listening to ESPN New Orleans.
A lot more than just a good time. This is the NOLA Golf Academy
with Charlie Ricks.
I'm Brad Knockan. 64,000 Americans died of drug overdose in 2016 alone. Basically, the majority of Lafourche Parish wiped out. It's an opioid and meth crisis. We all know someone or some family. As your DA, I will increase the use of drug court to educate and rehabilitate. And for drug traffickers, we will hurt you no matter how powerful you think you are. Let's keep our children safe and Lafourche Parish real.
Brad Knockan, District Attorney.
Paid for by Brad Knockan Campaign.
Wouldn't it be great to drop everything and travel the good old US of A? What if your job let you? Become a commercial truck driver at Coastal Truck Driving School. The pay and benefits are great, you won't have a boss breathing down your neck all the time, and you decide where you want to go. And truck drivers are in demand. Over 100,000 drivers are needed right now. And in as little as 4 weeks, Coastal Truck Driving School can get you up in cab earning. Day, night, and weekend classes are available, and financial assistance for those who qualify. Call them at 800-486-3639. The open road is calling. Answer it at coastaltruckdriving.net. 800-486-3639.
GolfTech's March Major Sale is now in full swing. If you're a golfer looking for major improvement with your swing or clubs, get to GolfTech and save up to 20% in March. Get started with a swing evaluation or Tech Fit Club fitting for only $100. GolfTech Metairie is located at 3213 17th Street.
Swing better, play better. GolfTech.
Where we're from, lagniappe means a little something extra. And here at Walk-On's, that's what our new seafood menu is all about. For a limited time, you can enjoy more of our mouth-watering Louisiana cuisine, like ahi tuna nachos, crawfish queso, or boom boom shrimp tacos. Don't miss your chance to try a Walk-On's wedge, sautéed lemon shrimp, crawfish boil soup, and more. The seafood lagniappe menu. For a limited time, only at Walk-On's. Walk-On's, it's game day with a taste of Louisiana.
Vision Communication is proud to announce Lightwave, a breakthrough in television viewing. The interactive programming guide is awesome for finding your favorite shows quickly. More channels are available, plus multi-room DVR, easy to search video on demand, and new apps such as local weather. You can even customize your settings for more control. Lightwave is here. Call today to get a great introductory offer. It's part of our promise to bring you a better vision.
Advanced Eye Institute in Cutoff is your hometown eye care provider. Dr. Darby Chasson is here to serve the eye care needs of your entire family. Full-service eye medical and vision services are provided in a friendly atmosphere. For the latest in designer frames to advancements in astigmatism and bifocal contact lenses, call Advanced Eye Institute at 985-632-2884 for your appointment today, or visit their website at visionsource-drdarbychasson.com.
You're listening to NOLA Golf Academy.
Welcome back to NOLA Golf Academy here on ESPN New Orleans. We're at the Golf Tech Center in Metairie, and Rory McIlroy was hitting it a long ways yesterday. A lot of them are hitting it. They're averaging 360 to 390 week after week on the PGA Tour, the leading stats as far as the leading driver of that week. And where is this going to end? And this is another thing that makes the Masters a little more exciting. And, of course, Bubba Watson, certainly comes back into play. Rory, of course, we know what Tiger can do. Dustin Johnson, the list is long. And so the driver is really the key play on most golf courses, and especially at Augusta. You don't need to shape it all that much, but you got to watch where you put it in position to on the approach shot to put it on the right quadrant of the green. But the driver, we're going to talk about that. We're going to go to a video tee with Stephen Calamari and talk about why it's so important. It's such the critical club, right? It sets up the entire hole, the start of the golf hole. And a lot of us, if you make a double bogey, usually you can look back to that tee ball and gets the answer as to why that took place. But Stephen Calamari's on the lesson tee, the swing coach here at Golf Tech. So I need a new driver. I know I'm going to spend a lot of money. There's lots of choices out there with all the big brands. There's 3 or 4 or 5 right now that you could. Everyone basically has a pitch as to why they're better, and you probably could play well with any of the 4 or 5 clubs, but the club has to fit you, doesn't it?
Yes. So there's so many shaft options available out there, and people don't know that. So most people go into these stores, they buy the driver, they see the price tag, they see it on a commercial. It's just their stock shaft. So as you can see behind me, which we'll go through this first. I mean, we have Mizuno, we have TaylorMade, we have Callaway, and we have Ping. So all of these companies, and actually we have titles on the way too. So we have a whole bunch good because most guys come in here like, we need 20 yards, 30 yards in distance. Well, when they hit a shot, their spin rate could be 4,000 RPM.
Don't hear you at all.
We need to get it down to 2,000 RPM.
Okay, he's working on it.
So, and that's what. So we're trying to match up spin rate. We're trying to match up launch angle. And what we do here is we'll hit your driver first and get all these numbers. Then we will compare them. So we'll put together 3 to 4 different brands, and with a whole bunch of different shaft options to choose from. So once we do that, we start hitting them, trying to match up our spin rates, trying to match up our launch angles, and then go from there.
Yeah, so just to recap, I know we had a little technical difficulty there. Basically what's going on, so to kind of go back to the beginning, what we're going to do, we got all, as you can see here with Steve, we've got all the different heads. So we've got Ping, Callaway, TaylorMade, Mizuno, Titleist on the way in. And then, so what we're going to see here, you see all these shafts on the wall. Figure out, they've all got different launch conditions. So different stiffness, different weight, different kick points, et cetera, et cetera. So what we're going to do, you're going to come in and we're going to figure out where you're hitting your curtain driver, Charlie. What's your spin rate? What's your launch angle, et cetera, et cetera. And then Steve's going to come over here, and we've got the ability just to throw one together. Show us Rory's driver. So Rory's hitting the M3, and he's got that Kurokage X-Flex extra stiff driver. So what he's going to be able to do here, you saw Rory hitting his driver. So as you can see, with modern technology, that shaft just literally goes into the tip of the head, screws it over, just a general torquing wrench, put it together, and boom, you're hitting what Rory was hitting 360 yesterday. Probably not the shaft for the average golfer. You know, you need to be swinging it over 100, probably 5 to 10 miles an hour to be able to wield that guy. So your average golfer, maybe he's, average club head speed for amateur golfers around the 80 to 84 range. So we'll find something that's maybe regular flex, maybe a light stiff, etc. So what Steve will do is we'll look at your numbers, launch angle, spin, etc. If you're spinning at, say, 3,700 RPMs, you're losing a lot of distance there. That's going to be that ball to slice. So Steve's going to turn around and, what would you just talk through here? Say we're going Callaway. So we need to pull spin down. They've got 2 different heads. Talk us through that.
So right now, Callaway, for instance, they have the Epic, which was last year's model, which is the new thing about the Epic is their jailbreak technology. So it's got 2 rods behind the face. So when you hit it, it produces more ball speed. So that was their big technology breakout last year, and it was the #1 selling driver because of it. Well, now they came out with the Rogue. Well, the one complaint on the Epic was it wasn't as forgiving. So now it's a bigger head, it's a lot more forgiving, but it's still got the jailbreak technology. So what we'll do is we might take one of each. Let's say we'll get 10.5 degrees on both of them, start hitting shafts of it, and the Epic, he might be hitting it not as far, but we put, or it does go far, but when he misses one, it's really, really bad, or she misses one. So with the Rogue, it feels better. The Rogue has a much different sound to it. We'll let them hit it. Then we'll start playing with different shafts and making sure he or she is fitted to what we need to go from there.
Right, and the name of the game, optimizing launch conditions. We need to get launched down to that kind of 14 to 16 degree area, spin between 1,800 and 2,000, and then we need to get, I'm drawing a blank here. Ball speed. We need to increase ball speed. If you don't, what they're doing with that Epic, it's all about ball speed. Twist face, it's all about ball speed. The faster that ball's coming off the face, the more distance you're going to see right off the bat.
Yeah. And a lot of people don't know this too, but length. So when we come in here, we also measure you too. So we measure wrist to floor, and to get length. And we also measure for grip. So a lot of people don't realize this, but we measure from our wrist to the tip of our middle finger, and we have a chart that Golf Tech has. And I don't know if anybody's familiar with this, but 1 extra wraps, 2 extra wraps of tape, it builds it up. Bubba Watson, for instance, a lot of people don't know as well, he has 12 wraps of tape, and he's lefty, under his right hand and 6 under his left hand. That's something custom you would never even think about. So what we do here is when we measure hand size, we do build it up. And it makes a big difference because if your hand is massive and you have a small grip, you're going to tend to want to release the club a lot. Or if the club or the grip's too big, obviously you might not release it at all, or the swing weight gets way off and the club is way too heavy. So there's a lot of options that go just into that as well. So not only do we fit for shafts, but we make sure the length is right and your grip size is right too.
Right. And just to show you something, pull it. So let's just talk TaylorMade. We've got Rory and Tiger out there. So if we pull that little black and red shaft, the Fujikura Atmos on the end there, that's the stock driver shaft. So if you walk in any, general golf store, You ask for the twist face M3, M4 driver, boom, that's what you're getting. People don't understand there's 40 different options of shaft to go into that head. So maybe if you want to go to what Tiger started the year out at, that tensai white, it's something that's low launching, low spinning, helps him get a more piercing ball flight, a little stouter of a shaft. He hit it. He was still hitting it in the trees. So what does he do 2 weeks later? He changes to the Matrix Ozic Black Tie 60S, which is sitting right there next to it. Helps him get a little bit more forgivability. Helps him get it, it helped him feel like he could hit it more in the fairway. So we've got all those options. We can sit there, and it's not just playing with the tour players play, but they make those shafts in every different weight class, every different stiffness to the average golfer. So you get that visibility of, man, this guy, it works for Tiger, it can work for me, right? And that's our job, is to figure out, we got to optimize those launch conditions.
And they're all interchangeable, so we could try 10 shafts if we had to.
Now, the amazing part from me, I came in here once, you gave me a TaylorMade, I think it was an M2, and it had a 2-degree close. What I like, you can change the club face. Mm-hmm. So you gave me one that was 2 degrees closed that I took on the golf course for a couple of rounds, and I couldn't hit the ball to the right. I tried, even trying to compensating by opening it. It basically straightened my golf shot out. Yep. So what we can do nowadays, forget about swing mechanics a little bit. If whatever swing you have, we're going to take that swing. We can change the specs on this driver, and we can change your ball flight and the shape of with you using the same golf swing. Yeah. I mean, that's just amazing to me.
Yeah, because so like last year's Epic from Callaway, they had the sliding weight on the back, so you could make it more draw bias, more fade bias. The M3 has 2 sliding weights. You could actually set your launch angle, because whether it's 9.5, 10.5, you could go up or down 1 or 2 degrees. Plus, I could adjust weights to make the ball flight go lower, go higher, right to left, left to right. It's crazy on all these options you could do now.
It's really cool. You'll be sitting there in a fitting, and the guy, he can't stop slicing it. So what we'll do is we'll just take that driver, turn it over, pull the weight to the heel of the club, next ball flight, draw. And it's just about adjusting that driver to fit him. And then from there, what I like to remember all these old infomercials, the set it and forget it, rotisserie chicken, set it and forget it. Once you set it, forget about it. Don't go down that rabbit hole of changing it.
Well, you can't change it during the round.
No, you can't. But what we're setting here is, we're going to make it to your ball flight. We're going to figure out, okay, Charlie, you're a slicer of the golf ball. Let's close down that club face. Let's take the right side out of play and then swing as hard as you can.
I like it. You can set it to each particular course. If a golf course, if all the water or the trouble's on the right side, I'm going to close that face a little bit and protect that.
Yeah.
Well, perfect example too. So DJ hits a cut on everything. His is, I think it's set to as high as he could hit it and all the way on the toe for or did I say that right?
Yeah, all the way on the toe.
I'm sorry,
as high and as fade
high
bias
and
as you can
fade
make.
every shot, which is cool. So now he has the ability to do that.
So how long does it take to come in here, Stephen, and visit with you, Robert, or Patrick Malone, and complete the fitting?
So just all you got to do is give us a call. Everything's by appointment. One of us could get us on there. It takes about an hour to do the appointment.
Okay.
And all you got to do is call and make an appointment with one of us, and we'll better get them and set up.
And what's the, by the way, if you're going to do it, March is a good month. You have a 20% sale, right? 20% off.
On the services, not on the club, on the service.
Not on the club, but on the club fitting.
Correct.
Okay, so if you're going to get this club fitting done,
good time to do it.
You've got a couple of weeks.
Absolutely.
20%'s a lot of money. Plus, if you want a lesson plan, which they have here at Golf Tech, you can get the 20% off on that. Stephen Calamari, thank you very much, buddy. Next hour, we're going to cover the irons?
We're going to cover irons and get them fitted for you, too.
Okay, we're going to take a short break. Larry Benedetto.
Benedetto.
I knew it. Benedetto. Is that like DiLiberto? Or am I sounding like Buddy?
No, you're just Buddy D. You're the Buddy D of golf.
We're going to come right back and spend some time with Larry, the student here at Golf Tech, and see what he's learned and discovered here in these indoor climate-controlled studios. Stay right there. More Golf Talk, NOLA Golf Academy, ESPN New Orleans.
Let Let the games begin.
Learn more about the NOLA Golf Academy online at NOLAGolfAcademy.com.
Do you love playing golf and competing in golf? And how about winning cash at golf? Now you can enjoy it all at the Flagstick in Metairie. Join the golf leagues at the Flagstick and compete on giant 10x15 high-definition simulators. The Flagstick Golf Leagues are forming now for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday nights. Call 504-510-5577 or go to theflagstickgolf.com or stop in at the Flagstick inside the Clearview Mall and register and compete weekly in the golf leagues. The Flagstick. Play, practice, party. The Flagstick.
There's a startling difference between the candidates running for district attorney in Lafourche. It's called experience. Christine Russell was the chief prosecutor of sex crimes for over 10 years. Christine Russell has prosecuted thousands of felony cases. Her opponent has never prosecuted a single felony case, not one. Christine Russell for district attorney because experience matters. Early voting, March 10th to March 17th. Election day is March 24th.
Paid for by Christine Russell Campaign Fund.
It's the running of the 105th Louisiana Derby, Saturday, March 24th. And you can hear the live call right here on ESPN New Orleans. Join your hosts, Charlie Ricks and Bernie Halprin, as they bring you all the action and expert analysis. All brought to you by the Fairgrounds Racecourse and Slots and Lamarck Ford. Enjoy all the excitement of the Louisiana Derby from the Fairgrounds, Saturday, March 24th, 4 to 6 p.m. live on ESPN New Orleans.
This is Sidney Lee with AC Ambulance. Now is the best time to purchase an HVAC system. If your system is 8 years old or older, call AC Ambulance for a free in-home estimate, and we will hold the price for a full year. We proudly sell Daikin with a 12-year parts and labor warranty and a 6 to 12-year condensing unit replacement warranty, and the best financing in the industry. Don't delay. Call AC Ambulance today, 467-1400. That's 467-1400. And remember, call Sid. You'll be glad you did.
Ew. Ouch!
Do you feel pain every time you open your electric bill? Well, start saving now by installing TAP spray insulation from Terminex. TAP attic insulation zaps energy draining drafty attics, and it makes your home more energy efficient. And Terminex TAP insulation offers all-season protection, saving you money in summer as well as in winter. It also controls pests like silverfish, ants, and cockroaches. Call the Terminex insulation experts at 693-3152, and the next time you open your electric bills, you'll say,
Thanks, Terminex.
Selfless service is the guiding principle that drives Army National Guard soldiers to be always ready whenever disaster strikes. They are your next-door neighbors and your colleagues in schools, offices, and factories. To be a Guard soldier is to stand ready to serve at all times for family, for community, and for country. To learn more, log on to NationalGuard.com or contact an Army National Guard recruiter in your area. Sponsored by the Louisiana Army National Guard. Aired by the Louisiana Association of Broadcasters and this station.
You're listening to NOLA Golf Academy.
It is hard to believe that about 5 weeks from today, the Zurich Classic at the TPC Louisiana gets started. We'll be out there for 3 days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 3 hours each day from 12 noon till 3 p.m. That's 9 hours of live coverage. Gus Kattengell and the Sports Hangover will be out there Thursday and Friday with their regular show, and then our special Saturday coverage between 9 and 12, and hopefully I know for a fact we'll be at either the Acme Oyster House,
not a bad spot,
Champions Club, or the 19th hole. So, or we may rotate around those three. So yes, so fingers crossed for good weather always at the Zurich Classic. It seems like with 50-50 every year as far as the rain at the Zurich Classic. Okay, Golf Tech in Metairie, it's been here almost 5 years. They just went through a new remodel a couple of months ago. I really like what you've done with the place, Stephen.
Looks pretty good.
Looks good. I like the colors. Very high tech. It's spacious. And like I always say, you don't need insect repellent, which, by the way, we sat on the patio last night and we had to put on insect repellent. So it's getting close for that. And, of course, no sunblock. But, Stephen, you have one of your students here, Larry Benedetto. Yes. Larry, welcome to NOLA Golf Academy. You've been a student here for a couple of years. You've been working with Stephen Calamari, correct?
Yeah, that's correct, yes.
Now, Stephen, when Larry first came to you, kind of walk us through some of the initial things you had to change with Larry's golf swing.
So in our swing evaluation, which is where we start off here, it's an hour-long lesson, and kind of in there as we're swinging, his big thing, just like most golfers, is over the top, coming over the top, hitting kind of fades, and so we've been working on getting him more on plane, swinging more from the inside, and lately, as we're doing that, we've been working on his balance, because his thing was he tends to fall forward over the golf ball, which gets him very steep and coming down over the top. So, which the last month we've made a lot of progress in doing that. And he was in here actually practicing this morning. I was watching him hit, and he's definitely hitting it a lot better.
Larry, have you taken lessons before Golf Tech?
Yes, probably 15, 20 years ago I've taken some lessons.
And how does the two compare? Can you make a comparison?
Well, I think the beauty of Golf Tech is not only instructors, but also the video.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can take a lesson from an instructor, go to their driving range, practice, think you're doing something correct, but you're not. Here with the video, they actually teach you what to look for on the screen itself.
Mm-hmm.
And you can actually monitor the golf swing while you're practicing to see if you're on plane, off the plane, weight shift, turn, things of that nature, that you just can't do that on the driving range.
Mm-hmm. So your handicap when you first came to Golf Tech?
First came to Golf Tech, I was shooting probably 95, 96 on a regular basis.
Okay. And now you have, 2 years under your belt?
Just about 2 years under my belt.
Okay.
And now my average score is probably in the 90, 89 range.
Mm-hmm.
And I think with some of the improvements we made recently, I think we can really drive that down.
So you've knocked 6-7 shots on the average?
Yes.
Off your. Did you make an equipment change during these 2 years?
No, I'm still playing the same irons and same woods that I've had for the last 2 years, although we've been testing out some new irons recently.
Okay.
We're on the verge of.
And the reason I ask is I want to make sure that Stephen didn't put one of these new drivers and manipulate the face and everything, and I want to make sure the improvement came purely from the golf swing. I think that's important.
Yes.
Maybe Stephen can find those other 3 or 4 shots with one of these high-tech drivers, and the equipment's come a long ways, Larry, in the last 10 years.
Question.
I'm playing with some old equipment right now, and it's really a disadvantage. And
well, one of the reasons why we haven't moved into new equipment, and Steve has kind of held me back on that, is moving from an upright swing to a flatter swing.
Right. He wants to fix some things first.
Exactly.
Right. You're not going to see the benefit of those clubs totally, or will you, Stephen?
No, because if we adjust his lie angles, which most guys generally who come over the top, which is your average amateurs, are steep, generally they're going to be upright. So for him, let's say he gets a 2 upright, which, by the way, he has a 2. Well, Ping's old color code was 2.2, 2 1/4 upright. If I get him in a flatter swing, he's just going to bottom out of the heel of the club every time. So as we're getting closer, that's what we're talking about, the better his swing gets, then do the fitting, because now I could get his actual lie angle. Because if I just do it now, it's just a waste of time, and then there's no point from there.
Larry Benedetto is with us to my far left. He's a student here at Golf Tech, works with Stephen Calamari on his golf swing. I talk a lot about the practicing that you can do here at Golf Tech as far as videotaping your swing. You can come in during a lunch break and practice your golf swing even when it's raining every place else. You can still come in and do that. Have you taken advantage of that as much as you think you should?
Yes.
He is our poster child for practice.
Okay, there you go.
Well, I have the time now. I retired 2 years ago, so I do have the time. So I do come here on a fairly regular basis, and I usually spend anywhere from 30 minutes to sometimes 40, 45, maybe even an hour sometimes hitting balls. And one of the beauty of the practice, as I said, is a video, but there's also an instructor here. So it's not uncommon for me to be hitting balls and Steve to walk in and spend 2 or 3 minutes with me just saying, okay, you got the turn flatter, the swing plane's just a little bit too upright, so work on doing this or that. You don't have that benefit when you're taking lesson from a pro at a driving range or a golf course where you see him once every 2 or 3 weeks, and he's not there kind of monitoring your practice sessions in between, which is a big plus in my opinion.
Have you gotten to where Stephen has worked on your putting?
We haven't got to the putting yet.
Okay.
And that's not one of my That's one of my better parts of the game, I guess I should say. Putting
Everybody
and
says
chipping.
that, right, Stephen?
That's right.
I can remember doing golf schools years ago, and we had a putting session on the back, and a student walking away and said, were the lessons over here? And they said, nope, I don't want to hear anything about putting. I love my putting. I'm the best putter on the planet. I don't want to hear it. So that's common.
It's common. And usually when we get told that, which we do believe most of our guys, but when we do the playing lessons, then I could really see on how much he's actually telling the truth.
Well,
there.
listen, Roy McIlroy, a week before winning this golf tournament yesterday, went and had a putting lesson.
Oh, yeah.
He had an hour lesson planned with Brad Faxon and ended up spending 3 hours with Brad Faxon. So even the pros think that they, from time to time, will need some putting lessons.
What I'm interested in putting, though, is having the putter fitted.
Oh, yeah. That's no doubt.
Which we'll be doing very shortly.
And that's another thing. Putters are so expensive nowadays, too, that you want to make sure you get it fitted. Larry Benedetto, student here at Golf Tech, thank you so much. Okay. And by the way, tell us, are you impressed with how far Stephen Calamari can hit a golf ball?
Oh, tremendously. Yeah, tremendously.
All of the instructors here, very impressive ball strikers, aren't they?
Very good, everyone. Yeah,
all right, buddy.
Good.
Thanks again,
okay.
Larry. Appreciate it, buddy. Keep working on the golf game. Okay, we'll take a short
you.
break. We'll come back for hour number 2 of NOLA Golf Academy. And don't forget our video lesson with Stephen Calamari on the club fitting the irons. If you're looking for a new set of irons, definitely listen to what Steven says here in the second hour. Stay right there. NOLA Golf Academy, ESPN New Orleans.
Let the games begin.
Learn more about the NOLA Golf Academy online at NOLAGolfAcademy.com.
Kick off the weekend with ESPN New Orleans Lunch Club from Friday noon to 3 at Deuce McAllister's Old Saint Kitchen and Tap, located at 132 Royal Street in the French Quarter. Join Gus Cattengill and see why Old Saint is not your average sports bar. Visit our 50 beers on tap and the best poor boys, gumbo, barbecue shrimp you're going to find around. You got to try it, even their baby back ribs. It's another ESPN New Orleans Lunch Club this Friday, noon to 3 at Deuce McAllister's Old Saint Kitchen and Tap. Grab a friend and join the fun at 132 Royal Street.
As a leader in sanitation for the oil and gas industry, Joe Septic Contractors caters to all field clients offering vacuum truck service for the offshore tanks, vessels, or treatment plants containing sewage or gray water. Joe Septic Contractors offers state-of-the-art offshore portable toilets with cages and certified safety slings. Call Joe Septic Contractors today at 985-632-5592 or visit our website at www.joeseptic.com.
If you need help with your next project, new construction, remodeling, or do-it-yourself projects, you can trust the experienced staff at Dufresne Building Materials. Dufresne has been covering your building needs since 1953. The second generation working on the third. Dufresne Building Materials now has 4 locations to serve you: Cutoff, Thibodeau, Belle Chase, and Slidell. Check out our website at www.dbmlumber.com. Dufresne Building Materials, serving you since 1953.
Golf Tech's March Major Sale is now in full swing. If you're a golfer looking for major improvement with your swinger clubs, get to Golf Tech and save up to 20% in March. Get started with a swing evaluation or Tech Fit Club fitting for only $100. Golf Tech Metairie is located at 3213 17th Street.
Swing better, play better. Golf Tech.
The Army National Guard is committed to keeping the country safe and our communities secure. Composed of hundreds of thousands of citizen soldiers from all walks of life, the Guard is always ready to respond to local or national emergencies. We protect the homeland. We're always there when called upon, and in every state and territory, we stand guard for our communities. To learn more, log on to NationalGuard.com. Sponsored by the Louisiana Army National Guard. Aired by the Louisiana Association of Broadcasters and this station.
It's Golick and Wingo.
And Isaiah Thomas being gone. Think about that guy. I mean, he was the talk of the town. And then he goes into playoffs. The unspeakable tragedy of losing his sister in a car accident. Then he gets hurt. Then he gets traded. So then you think new life with LeBron. Maybe go for that max deal in the summer. I mean, all that is just on. Traded to the Lakers. Who knows what it's going to be there. I doubt he's in their plans. It has been a road for him.
Golick and Wingo. Weekday mornings at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio and ESPN2.
You're listening to ESPN 100.3 FM.
KLRZ, La Rose, New Orleans, and the River Region.
You're listening to NOLA Golf Academy.
And welcome back to hour number 2, NOLA Golf Academy. Charlie Ricks along with Stephen Calamari to my far left, Robert Emmett here to my immediate left. PGA Tour, first hour, I said if there was a word to describe golf right now, it would be electric. It is very exciting. And as we look back to the startup of the year, we would have never imagined that we would have seen some of the results as far as some of the winners on the PGA Tour this year. Phil Mickelson, last win, 2013 British Open. Where has he been? And it seems like it was only yesterday. We're talking 4.5 years, almost 5 years without a win, and he's just been around. And then Tiger Woods, he hasn't played in the last 2 majors. He hasn't played competitive golf for 2.5 years. And then yesterday, Rory McIlroy, who's not been playing well. He missed the cut at the Valspar the week before. He 5-putted a green. Who would have thought he came into this golf tournament? No chance that you would think. And then yesterday, Rory McIlroy looked like the hottest player on the planet right now. He looked invincible. He was like a machine coming down the fairway with these irons, the accuracy, the putting. You know, he took a putting lesson from Brad Faxon the week before. He's putting eyes out. He sinks a 25-foot putt on the last hole to clinch it. It was already in the bag, so to speak. But we never thought that we would go into this Masters, first of all, with a Tiger Woods to even have a chance. And right now, Vegas has Tiger Woods as the odds-on favorite at 9-1 to win this golf tournament. Tiger Woods, better than Jordan Spieth, Dustin Johnson, Rory McIlroy, the John Rahms, the Sergios. It goes on and on. But isn't it exciting to be a golf fan nowadays?
Undeniably. I can't get over that. How it's betting a name, of course, but Tiger Woods, the odds-on favorite, hard to bet that. But
it's got 3 top 10s.
Yeah, it's great. It's good for the game of golf. I've told you this for the last couple of years, Charlie. The only thing that holds Rory back is that flat stick, that putter. If he starts feeling the putter, if he starts seeing putts roll in, you're not going to stop him. You're not. And that's the one thing you saw. He made a couple putts on Sunday, and all of a sudden the pedal goes to the metal. It gives him the confidence. He's the best ball striker in the game, period. But he's one of the worst putters on tour. If he starts seeing the ball go in the hole, it gives so much confidence to the rest of his game. He's swinging the driver, hitting it 360 like it's nothing because he's freed up. He don't have to worry about the putter. He's playing with zero fear. And if he brings that to Augusta, watch out. He could win by 10.
There's only a couple of things that I wouldn't put my money on Tiger Woods, as much as I would love to see him wearing the red shirt late on Sunday on the back nine, in contention, maybe even making a chase for a couple of strokes where he needs a birdie or he needs an eagle on 13 or 15 to take the lead. That would be incredible. Talk about electric. But the thing about Tiger Woods, he hasn't won a Masters since 2005, okay? He hasn't played in a Masters the last 2 years. And when I say he didn't win since 2005, the next year they basically Tiger-proofed Augusta for the second time. In 1997, when Tiger Woods won by 12 shots, it sounded an alarm to the members at Augusta National, saying, wait a minute, this guy is going to kill us. No one will ever win this golf tournament but him, probably the next 10 years. So they went another couple of years, and then they said, we're going to Tiger-proof this golf course in 2002. But the saying is, if you make it longer, then it only plays into the hand and benefits the players that hit it longer, which Tiger
Correct.
Woods was at the time. So they Tiger-proofed it in 2002, and who won the golf tournament in 2002? Tiger Woods. So 2005, he won it, and then they did the Tiger-proofing too. But it's so. And he was on, his game was on in 2006, okay, and not bad in 2007. And he, of course, he had the leg fracture, 2008?
Great.
So he's only, but he hasn't played there the last 2 years. The golf course hasn't changed that much. Certainly, they've changed the length on a few holes here and there, but nothing that's going to affect Tiger Woods' game. So you would think that should be okay. But is he right now, maybe, and I've heard some media folks say that Tiger Woods right now may be healthier than he's been in maybe the last 10, 12 years. And, you know, the back fusions can do wonders as far as changing your quality of life. And I have no doubt that he is feeling no pain swinging the golf club right now. Would you even question that?
No. How can you? He's setting records for club head speed on the PGA Tour this year, hitting 129 miles an hour. That's absurd. But I think, too, you touched on quality of life. He actually has a quality of life now. He can sleep through the night. He
has no pain.
He has no pain. He can hang out with his kids. He can pick up his son. You know, he's enjoying life again, which frees him up on the golf course. That's why, since he's enjoying life, he can make 3 bogeys, ruin a golf tournament, and still smile on the green talking to Johnny Miller. So, yes, I think it puts him in a better state of mind leading into Augusta. As far as rust at Augusta, not playing the last 2 years, as soon as he steps on those grounds, it's like it's like the Freddie Couples effect.
Yeah.
Freddie Couples is 56 years old, but when he steps at Augusta, all of a sudden he's got a 66 in him from the back tees. I think you're going to see that from Tiger. I think when he gets on those greens, there's nobody that knows those greens better than him. He's going to be able to roll the rock.
Can you think in maybe recent years, it was at this level? Well, maybe not even recent years, because Tiger Woods wasn't a factor and wasn't in the mix. And believe me, I don't think I've missed one hole of play at Augusta. I've been to 7 Masters tournaments in person. I know a lot about it, and I don't think I've seen us approach a Masters tournament with so much excitement, so much anticipation, expectation. But the point I was going to make was the list of players that are so deep. I can remember years ago I had a thing with my buddy was going to pick 5 players to win. I'd pick 5 players, and we would see who would pick the winner. And every year, one of us had the winner because it was such a short list back then. I'm talking about even the 90s. And that's when you would pick a Ballesteros, you would pick a Nick Faldo. I'm talking about the late 90s and the early 90s and late 80s. Freddie Couples even got one sometime in that period as well. But when you look at Tiger Woods, Dustin Johnson, Jordan Spieth, Rory McIlroy, Jason Day, the John Rahms that are coming into form.
Sergio defending.
The Sergio again. Bubba Watson. Don't figure. Ricky Fowler. As soon as that spine donor comes in, he may win a major.
Justin Rose.
Justin Thomas. I mean, is this impressive? Could we see just an incredible shootout where the back 9 on Sunday, that first page of the leaderboard, has all of these? Now, the Masters is famous for having someone out of nowhere pop up, a Danny Willett. There will be a Sandy Lyle. Even a Nick Faldo for the first time will pop up on this board. But wouldn't this be something that those first 10 names are the names I just mentioned, and everyone within 2 to 3 shots, and we're going back and forth. Let's go to 13. Let's go to 12. And there's so many storylines as we go into this. Certainly, Rory McIlroy's right there we'll put Tiger's always been a storyline in every major he's ever played in. So we'll give Tiger that. This is even bigger storyline in his career to come back and do it now. Rory McIlroy wins. He gets the career Grand Slam.
Right.
So he's got some work to do, something to prove. I think Phil Mickelson may be coming in based on his win a couple of weeks ago, coming in with the best form. The new caddy, new swing coach, been working on his game. Who knows? Phil Mickelson, I don't think Phil Mickelson would – I think he wants to win when it's all said and done, more jackets than Tiger, green jackets. Tiger has 4. He has 3. He wants to tie him. So I think he's got something to prove. Sergio Garcia, the repeat. Very few players have ever come back and won back-to-back. In recent history, Tiger, I can think of Nick Faldo might be the only one maybe prior to that won it back-to-back. So that's another storyline. And, of course, we played the Masters last year without Dustin Johnson. And he was the big favorite to win that golf tournament. And we all know the night before he took a bad step and twisted his ankle or whatever. So will Dustin Johnson come back? He's motivated. He was ready to win last year. And then I always think Bubba Watson right now still those 2 wins of his are still fresh in our minds. That I think Bubba has a following of golfers that just pull for him.
Right.
And for him to win 3 would be also incredible. And by the way, Bubba Watson is coming to play in Zurich this year.
Correct. With Matt Kuchar.
With Matt Kuchar. So that's good news that we're getting him back. So the Masters is I wouldn't bet Tiger Woods at 9-1. I guess as long as they keep betting them, the line is going to continue to go down. And we have 2 weeks before the Masters. Tiger Woods could get to where he was in his heyday, where he was 3 and 4-1, which was unheard of. In majors, very seldom would you see a player at 3-1.
Well, what was the classic bet was I've got Tiger, you got the field. It's Tiger against 143 other no names. Now we just rattled off 20. I think the better bet, the more fun when we're doing our Masters pick show, is instead of picking a favorite, there's going to be one of those dark horses up there. One of them is going to compete. Pick that guy. That's the better pick. Because it's going to come. It's going to be someone you expect, but you don't expect. A great name, I'm going to give you my pick right now, with Charlie Hoffman. He's a guy, he should have won. What was it, last year he should have won?
There's one of those guys there.
And it's just a matter of time before he breaks through. But when you're on ESPN watching or the Golf Channel watching, he's not going to get any airtime. But all of a sudden, you look up and it's Sunday on the 13th hole, and he's got a 2-shot lead. So there's going to be something like that, and I can't wait to find out who it's going to be.
Well, 2 weeks from now, we'll find out. And this week is going to be interesting. The WGC Dell tournament match play in Austin, Texas. We're going to see Phil Mickelson, the Dustin Johnsons, the Jason Days. The Rory will play once again. Sergio's in that tournament. Justin Thomas, Jordan Spieth. So we're going to see these guys. They're not going to play the week. I don't think many of them will play in the Houston Open, which is the week before the Masters. So this is going to be their tune-up.
Right.
So we're going to get a little glimpse, and I want to know where Jordan Spieth has been this year.
Not good.
Not good. Justin Thomas and Jordan Spieth didn't play at the Bay Hill, and that's probably because they were basically committed and had to play in this one because of the money and because of the WGC going through the years to qualify for the finals. So, but it's going to be so good. We haven't had a tournament I don't think this year, maybe one, where we've had all of these players in the one field. Jordan didn't play one, Tiger didn't play in a couple of them, Phil didn't. But come the Masters, they're all there. All the gang will be at Augusta National for this Masters tournament. Okay, let's take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk some more golf. Don't forget, bottom of the hour, we'll have our other club fitting lesson from Stephen Calamari. So you can come here to Golf Tech, and if you're buying a new set of irons, he'll get you in the right shaft. He'll get you in the right type of club head, the forgiving type for most of us, and also the hottest clubs where literally the golf club can deliver an extra 15 yards just by the way it's designed. Okay, we'll do that. Take the short break. NOLA Golf Academy, ESPN New Orleans.
Let the games begin.
Learn more about the NOLA Golf Academy online at NOLAGolfAcademy.com.
Oh yeah, for over 65 years, Golden Motors has been your local Chevy Buick new car dealer. I'm sure you've seen us around supporting our local schools, charities, and organizations. That's just our way to say thanks to all of you for being there for us at Golden Motors. Looking for a new Chevy or Buick? Or looking for that new or pre-owned any make and model? Give us a call at 325-1000 or visit us on the World Wide Web at goldenmotors.com. Golden Motors, Chevy, find new roads.
Do you love playing golf and competing in golf? And how about winning cash at golf? Now you can enjoy it all at the Flagstick in Metairie. Join the golf leagues at the Flagstick and compete on giant 10x15 high-definition simulators. The Flagstick Golf Leagues are forming now for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday nights. Call 504-510-5577 or go to theflagstickgolf.com or stop in at the Flagstick inside the Clearview Mall and register and compete weekly in the golf leagues. The Flagstick. Play, practice, party. The Flagstick.
Lady of the Sea After Hours Clinic has moved to the new Lady of the Sea Cutoff Clinic, located directly in front of the hospital off of Highway 1 in Galliano. The same After Hours staff will continue to see patients from 5 to 9 p.m. weekdays and 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. on weekends with no appointment necessary. Now the convenience of a walk-in clinic with a pharmacy at the same location is available for our community. Same provider in a new environment. Lady of the Sea After Hours Clinic, here when you need us.
WrestleMania is coming to the Mercedes-Benz Superdome Sunday, April 8th, and you can win 2 premium tickets from ESPN New Orleans. Just tune in to the Sports Hangover weekdays, noon till 3 from now till March 20th for a chance to call in and qualify. 1 qualifier per day and 1 qualifier per person. That's 10 qualifiers, and not 1 winner. There will be 2 winners. 2 winners, 2 tickets each, selected in a random drawing. Tune into the Sports Hangover. Listen for your chance to qualify to win 2 WrestleMania tickets from ESPN NOLA.
Golick and Wingo.
Well, we're talking Hillary Knight, part of the gold medal winning U.S. women's hockey team. You were a skiing family growing up, and you said at that point at 5 you were going to play ice hockey in the Olympics. So I'd imagine that got an interesting response from your family at the age of 5.
I told my grandmother that I was going to play hockey in the Olympics, and she kind of pulled my mom aside and said, you know, Cynthia, this is crazy. Girls don't play hockey. My mom just told her to get with the times. So unfortunately, it's not really a normal thing for a child of 5 years old to just say, hey, I'm going to go do this, and then 15 years later end up appearing in her first Olympic Games.
What's the future hold for Hillary Knight?
Oh, boy, I don't know. I have a lot to process, a lot to just sit down and appreciate and think about right now. But I'm just so ecstatic with everything we've accomplished during this tournament. I mean, the future's always endless opportunities, so it's golden.
Golick and Wingo, weekday mornings at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio and ESPN2.
You're listening to NOLA Golf Academy.
And welcome back to NOLA Golf Academy live at the Golf Tech Center in Metairie. It's on 17th Street here between Causeway and Severn, right behind the new Fleming's Steakhouse. And right down the street, if you go down to Clearview Mall, about 5 minutes from here, there's a new facility. It's been there, I think they're gone on maybe 6 months now. It's called the Flagstick, with 7 indoor golf simulators, 10 by 15 screens. And they just started golf leagues, just like the old bowling days where you get the people at the office and you'd go on a Tuesday night and you'd bowl. Same thing, but golf on these impressive simulators, beautiful golf courses. You can play some of the exotic golf courses.
Augusta.
Augusta, they're not saying it's Augusta, but it is what would you say?
I played it.
A replica.
It's a replica
it's
for
pretty close.
Licensing purposes, but it is very
you get
close.
The feel.
Yeah, those leagues over there, they do a really good job. It's a lot of fun.
Flagstick, it is nice. They have some food. They have pizza and all the trimmings that you might. They have beers on tap and full bar. Go there for lunch, play 9 holes, and have a pizza or a sandwich and get away. Here again, just like Golf Tech, indoors, climate controlled. And then one of the other things they do at the Flagstick, and I really like this, you can go in there sometimes 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and you'll see the mom and dad in there with the kids. There's a putting course on this simulator that the kids just and it's a lot of fun. So it's for the entire family. That's the Flagstick. And golf simulators are the craze in South Korea. Right now, there's more golf being played indoors than played outdoors. There's 5,500 golf simulators in South Korea. As a matter of fact, there are more than we have Starbucks coffee shops. And they're called Golf Zone cafes, and it literally is like a coffee shop. You go in and they have they're having amateur tournaments. You can play against someone else in real time at another location. The simulators now have their own golf tour, professional golf tour. They play for like $2.5 million on golf simulators.
Sign
me up. There you go. I'm in.
It's the craze in South Korea, of course. They're kind of landlocked over there, and so they can only go up, and sometimes they only go down in the basement, which is where they're putting a lot of these golf simulators. So it's the hot craze. If you haven't checked one out, if you haven't played golf on a golf simulator, head over to the Flagstick in Metairie at Clearview Mall and give it a shot. And I haven't played the Augusta course. I played the Pebble Beach, and believe me, when you get to 18 with the ocean on the left, it's
fun.
Realistic.
Yeah, it gives you that idea. You've seen all these. Not a lot of people aren't going to have the chance to go ever play Augusta, play Pebble Beach. It's $500 to play Pebble Beach. Lord knows what it'll cost you to get on at Augusta. It gives you that opportunity. Yeah, it's not the same, but you still see the shots. You can say, I've seen that shot, I've hit that shot. Gives you a connotation of what you're doing on the weekend. Touch on a little bit what you said about Korea and in the market in Asia. It is remarkable how much that market has expanded in the last 4 to 5 years. We have just opened up a couple golf techs, one in Hong Kong. It's been open for about eight months, and it's the number one golf tech in the world.
Wow.
It's on the 30th floor of a high rise. It's got this big panoramic putting green on a balcony that overlooks all of downtown Hong Kong. But that Asian market with the simulation, they're landlocked. Just like you said, they have no land to play golf, and they've got the golf bug more than any other place in the world. And it's mutated into these simulator type businesses, which is starting to creep over into this side of the pond too.
And they're getting more and more advanced. As far as the quality of the image, and it's a carbon copy of a lot of these golf courses.
Oh yeah,
and the sound effects, you can hear the birds. The only thing you're not going to get, but I'm sure they're going to figure this out, is you don't feel the wind. So you really don't. You hear the birds chirping. You may feel like you're outdoors, but you're definitely not feeling the elements.
We can get some stand-up fans. Get some, just throw them at you. Get a pail of
Misters.
Water, throw it on you. We can make that work for you, Charlie.
But you've played in a lot of the tournaments at the Flagstick over the last few months since they've been open. So what's your impression of playing these golf simulators?
It's fun. Definitely challenging, put it that way. I really enjoy it. It gives you a chance to A, play your game during the week, but B, hit some different shots and then stay fresh. What they do very well over at the Flagstick, which I really enjoy, is their Thursday scramble, their league nights, all that kind of stuff. It's an excuse to go hang out for 2 hours with the buddies, have a couple cold ones, play golf, have a couple wagers going on. It's really well run. You're not stressed if you're not the scratch golfer. You don't feel like everybody's, I'm getting stared at when I'm shanking it into the wall, all that kind of stuff. It's relaxed. You can have fun. There's ample space. But also, too, it challenges in a lot of different ways. You better be striping your golf ball to go low. And it's just fun. It's an excuse to get out the house on a Tuesday, Wednesday night. You're in the AC, have a couple beers, burn a couple calories.
I like also they on these 10 by 15 screens you can watch a football game, which is pretty special. I mean, that's bigger than life. So lots they can do. Check it out. It's the Flag Stick. It's inside the Clearview Mall, around the back where Walk-Ons is. Just walk in the doors there, and the Flag Stick is just to your right as you walk in, and you can check it out. Okay, on the next video lesson, we covered the club fitting on the driver. Let's recap that for those that missed the first hour. If you're buying a new driver, you're going to come here to Golf Tech, and what data are you going to collect?
We are going to collect spin rate, launch angle, the length of your driver. We're going to make sure that's right, grip size, and then compare your driver to 3 or 4 of the top brands on the market and see which one performs the best.
Find the head that you like the feel of, the weight of, the profile of, etc. And then we've got to find the shaft that optimizes that launch condition, that optimizes club head speed, ball speed, launch angle, spin, etc., etc. And then we've got the capabilities where it's plug and play. We'll sit there, try the different heads, figure it out. All right, let's narrow down on shaft. So we'll sit there and, right instant. Screw it in, hand it to you. 5 seconds later, you hit it. Okay, no, that wasn't right. Let's try something a little bit lower spinning. Boom, hit it. There we go. Slice it. Move that weight to the heel. Okay, now we're back. Got it straight. Boom.
I mean, it's made for you and your golf swing. So it's going to cover a lot of the sins. It's going to correct the ball, right?
Yeah.
The ball flight.
What's the you remember the old 5 Ps in my Little League? Proper preparation prevents poor performance. That's prepare properly. If you get equipment that's going to suit you, then you're going to be ready to succeed. If you've got something you have no business hitting, or if your propensity is to slice the golf ball, and you've got a driver that's set up for that ball to go that direction,
I'm sold on it.
Yeah. That's like, why would Ricky Fowler and Bubba Watson have the same length club?
It's that 164, 157.
So stock clubs do not fit everybody. Matter of fact, I don't know the number. I guarantee it's 98, 99% not going to fit you when you buy it. That's just how it is.
Do you change the lie a lot on like you would an iron? You change the light on a driver. You really don't.
You really don't. You're looking more at loft, and the weight of the club, the shaft of the club, the kick point, the torque, all that kind of stuff. That's more what you're looking at with a driver as far as lie angle.
Because of the length.
Exactly. And the way that club's curved, the toe doesn't sit on the ground, so you're not too worried about that impact position. You're worried more of center of contact, where the center of gravity on that club is, to have throw you some terms, the greatest MOI, moment of inertia, to have the greatest impact of MOI. You want to hit it on the COG, the center of gravity. So it's finding out how we weight that club to figure out where you're going to hit that ball on that face to maximize that and give you the greatest ball speed, which creates the greatest distance.
I'm saying this is such an easy game as you described all that.
Yeah,
but it really is.
Yeah, and that's it's a rabbit hole to go down.
Well, you're going to make it easier.
Yeah,
by having a golf club that fits you.
Right.
And by the way, the month of March, 20% discount. Come in. You can get the club fitting at 20% off. You can take your lesson plans at 20% off, and even the swing analysis. Come in here, and you're going to basically get a chart of all your vital statistics and learn why you're not hitting it. Your 7-iron 160, you're hitting it at 130, because Steven's going to show you on these swing monitors that you're adding loft to your 7-iron as you come through impact instead of de-lofting it. So you just turned your 7-iron into a 9-iron, and he'll show you how you're doing that and how to correct that, right? We'll get on the lesson T next. We're going to take a short break, and Stephen Calamari will show you what happens if you're buying a new set of irons. You need to get fitted, and he'll give you all the specs he'll give you for making a good buy, and you can buy the equipment here as well. Stay right there, NOLA Golf Academy on ESPN New Orleans.
A lot more than just a good time. This is the NOLA Golf Academy
with Charlie Ricks.
March Madness is here, and the best way to follow how you're doing in our Walk-Ons ESPN New Orleans Bracket Challenge is to follow all the action at your local Walk-Ons. Join the Sports Hangover. Thursday, March 22nd, we'll be in Houma, in Covington on Thursday, March 29th, and see us at the Walk-Ons in Metairie on April 3rd. Good luck in the Bracket Challenge, and we'll see you at Walk-Ons in Houma, Covington, and Metairie. It's March Madness 2018 with ESPN New Orleans and Walk-Ons.
All about the brackets, baby.
GolfTech's March Major Sale is now in full swing. If you're a golfer looking for major improvement with your swing or clubs, get to GolfTech and save up to 20% in March. Get started with a swing evaluation or Tech Fit Club fitting for only $100. GolfTech Metairie is located at 3213 17th Street.
Swing better, play better. Golf Tech.
I personally believe that the Office of District Attorney requires that one have an understanding of people and their problems. Your district attorney's office should never ever have a political agenda for political purposes. There is no place for weakness, and there is no place for arrogance. As your district attorney, I will never lose sight that my primary responsibility is to see justice accomplished in a fair and impartial manner. I'm Brad Knockan, and I humbly ask for your vote. Paid for by Brad Knockan Campaign.
Rogers Parts Incorporated, your Napa auto truck, marine, and industrial supplier in Lockport and LaRose, will be hosting their huge annual filter sale event from March 19th through the 23rd, and in Galion and Morgan City, April 2nd through the 6th. All Napa oil, air, fuel, and water filters will be priced at 50% off, well below already competitive prices. Now is the time to stock up. Don't miss out on super low prices on all Napa filters, and stop by Rogers Parts in Lockport, LaRose, Galiana, Labadeville, and Morgan City for all your filter needs.
Deciding when and how to retire is one of the most important financial decisions you'll ever make. Do you take a lump sum? Do you have to pay taxes on this money? How do you invest during retirement to make sure you don't outlive your income? What health insurance plans are available? With such an overwhelming number of questions, the most important decision you can make is to seek the advice of a trusted, qualified advisor. Chris Godet has served the area for over 12 years and has the expertise to work with you to find the right solutions. Give Chris Godet a call at 632-6049.
Sí, very intrigued by the Dan Le Batard Show on ESPN Radio.
Bomani Jones with us on ESPN Radio. You will be seeing him and Pablo Torre very soon on their own television program.
You sure about very?
Or soon. Okay, that's soon.
You sure about soon?
Are you sure about soon?
He's like Kawhi Leonard. You're getting paid. He's not doing any work.
The Dan Le Batard Show, now 10 to 1 Eastern on ESPN Radio and ESPNRadio.com.
Having fun while improving your game.
It looks like I'm a wreck.
It's
in the hole.
This is the NOLA Golf Academy.
It's in the hole.
Yeah, WrestleMania is coming to the city.
Yep.
I believe it's April 8th. Robert, are you a wrestling fan?
It's entertaining. I wouldn't say it's what I'm going to spend every night watching, but I like when they come down to the ring and they start talking and just the stuff that comes out of the mouth, huh?
Well, anyone that's listening, if you are a wrestling fan, Raw, right? WrestleMania. Monday Night Raw. ESPN New Orleans, we're giving away 2 tickets to 2 people. So there's 4 tickets. We have 10 qualifiers. We have 9 already. We have 1 qualifying spot left. And tomorrow on the Sports Hangover.
I can be that spot.
Listen to the Sports Hangover tomorrow between 12 and 3. And Gus Cattingill, Pepito, Jason Trosclair will be there. And they'll tell you how you can qualify the last one. Then, the night after the Final Four at Walk-Ons over here in Metairie, we're going to, in a random drawing, we're going to put the 10 names in the hat and pick 2 winners, not 1, 2, and each winner gets 2 tickets. And these are premium. These are good tickets.
It's like John Cena's going to...
They are really good tickets.
All right.
You're not up in the upper level. You're on the floor. But good tickets. So tomorrow, Sports Hangover, 12 to 3. Listen on how you can qualify. Okay, let's go to the video. Stephen Calamari is over there. And Stephen, We're going to come in and get fitted. We're going to get a brand new set of irons, and I'm playing with Ping Eye 10s. Is that 8 years old?
Maybe a little bit
Predate
older.
the iPhone there, Charlie.
Right. So I need a new set, and I'm not going to buy anything until I come and see what you do here at Golf Tech, Stephen. Tell us what happens.
Yeah, so generally when we start a iron fitting, we check lengths and lies first before we start our process. So we have our custom Mitchell Golf Tech machine here. So what we do is we hook the club up here in the machine and we check lie angles. And the reason why it's so important is so many guys who buy off the rack, they I'm standard, or they don't even know what they are. So we'll put them in here. Well, the problem is when you get stock stuff off of a shelf, they mass produce the stuff. So it just gets thrown in boxes, it's bent, it gets dinged. And I just had a guy about a month ago came in here. He told me everything was standard. We checked his line angle. He was 2 degrees upright. Didn't know why I was hitting fat shots. Heel was catching the ground. So we check for the line and length first. So then we go on our bay. Same thing we do with the driver. We check for wrist to floor measurements for obviously if we need a longer or shorter shaft. And then we check the line angles as well. So we put some tape on a lie board and see if we're bottoming out in the center, the heel, the toe, which, for instance, for most people who don't know, let's say you come in here, we put lie tape on a club and you're hitting the toe mostly. That means we got to bend the club upright. So we could do it here, or if we order a custom set, it will come like that from the manufacturer itself.
So what he's touching on here is static measurements, getting our control variables. Your current clubs. What are we actually dealing with? Are they upright? Are they flat? Are they standard? A lot of times you don't even know. So we're going to get that. We're going to figure out what we're dealing with to begin. And then we're going to go in the bay. We're going to get some measurements off you, like you said, wrist to floor, hand size, body size, all that kind of stuff. And then we're going to test your club, see where your lie angle is in relation to, hitting off that lie loft board everybody's seen. Where are we making contact? What is our swing speed? What is our launch angle? What is our spin, carry distance, total, etc. And then once we've got all that control, then we're going to go off. Now we start trying new stuff. Now we figure off of those variables where you currently are. We match stuff that, we think, but also would be proven to help you. So if you're hitting it a little bit too high, too much spin, we'll get you in something that's going to fight it down a little bit.
Right.
And then what kind of golf are you? Are you a lower handicap golfer that needs a quote-unquote player's iron? Are you your weekend warrior that needs something a little bit more forgiving? And then we're going to find those profiles of heads. Steven's going to sit here, and he can turn around and literally on that rack behind him, every different head we got. We've got them upright. We've got them flat. We've got them standard. So we'll actually, just like we do with the driver, put them together, hand it to you, and your job is to look at the profile. So Steve's going to sit there and let you know, all right, well, you hit a couple shots here. Tell me how you like the feel, the look of it, the profile of it. Our job, look at numbers. Figure out, okay, he likes the look of that head, but those numbers aren't where we need them. Let's change this shaft up a little bit, see if that gets us there. And then through process of elimination, it's a lot of feedback because as we're talking about with Rory, golf's a feel game. So if we hand you a tour blade and, man, I really like the look and the feel of that, but all of a sudden you're hitting a 7-iron 115 yards and you used to hit it 150. Well, let's get you something a little bit thicker, a little bit easier to hit. And then now we're back. Now we're hitting a 7-iron 160. So it's a yin and yang there, but we got to find what suits you and to what performs.
Now, you talk about when we say the lie, let's simplify it a little bit. It's the angle of the shaft at address.
On the hosel, yes.
On the hosel. So an average person is going to want the shaft to go basically through their belly button at a 45-degree angle. Is that
essentially their belt buckle?
Belt
yes.
buckle. Okay. So if that club is shooting up towards your sternum or down below the waist, you have some issues there. That's number one. But also, question just came to my mind. The length of the shaft, how much does that come into play?
Big time. So the longer the club, so let's just say a guy needs an inch longer, it's going to move itself upright as well.
Right.
And that's where we'll check all that as well. The shorter the club, the flatter the line will get. So we have to take that into that effect too. So once we get our length, then we move.
Oh, big time.
Big time.
And then one of my favorites too is guys always say, well, the longer the club is, the farther I hit it. Well, yes and no. the longer the club is, the more erratic you are across the club face. So what I like doing a lot, especially when you get to the woods and some stuff, is show a guy like me. I'm 5'7". I'm not the biggest guy in the world. I don't need a longer club. So if I put something shorter in my hands, put some face tape on there so you can see actually where you're hitting that club face. 9 times out of 10, what's going to happen, I'll put you in something a little bit shorter. You're actually going to hit it farther because you're hitting it much more central on the face. You're actually maximizing that MOI and center of gravity. So you're going to pick up distance where everybody always heard, well, the bigger the club, the farther I hit it. A lot of times, no, that's not actually the case. So we're not saying you needed something shorter, but it's all about consistency. Finding something you can hit consistent.
And you could put face tape on, and generally what happens in this, obviously golf swing has a lot to do with this too, but if on the face tape, if you're hitting it on the toe a lot, generally the club's too short. If you hit a lot of heel shots, once again, we got to make sure the swing's right, but a lot of heel shots means the club's too long. So people at home, you could literally go put a dry eraser marker on your driver, which will come right off, hit some shots, see where you're hitting it. You might need to shorten your club. You might need to lengthen your club. So that's a good way of checking yourself if you don't have face tape.
Yeah, Dr. Scholl's, the foot powder, anything like that. Put it on the face, hit a few shots. You're going to see exactly where you're actually making contact, and that's going to tell you a lot of where are your clubs fit for you, regardless of distance or anything else. It's just where you're hitting it on the club face.
Now, listen, if anyone's listening that maybe they just spent $1,500, $2,000 buying a new set of irons, don't worry about that. You can still bring those clubs in here, still go through the process of the specs, right? And then sign up for a plan. If you want to improve your golf game, come in here. Now, before we get, you will work. Don't you want to work on their swing before you ever make any changes? Is that the process?
Yes, absolutely.
All right, so they need to come buy a lesson plan first.
It's the prudent plan, and just how Golf Tech works.
Gotcha.
All of our game plans, all of our packages come with a club fitting. The best way to approach that is take a few lessons, because what we're talking about with Larry, once you shallow out that swing a little bit, stop coming over the top, you're not going to need a club that's so flat. You're not going to be so propense to hit it off the heel. We might be more standard. Maybe we even go upright. So once you take those few lessons, 3, 4, 5, whatever it takes to get you to where we think you're going to be long term, then it's appropriate to do that, because it's an expenditure no matter what you do. And so you got to make sure you do your due diligence and do it correctly.
And a lot of us sometimes will get some hand-me-down clubs.
Right.
Which is good to start with, but definitely work your way into something more suitable for you.
And there's always, if they're forged, they can be bent in a lot of ways. Some cast clubs don't lend themselves to being augmented so much because they'll snap just being a cast iron, a cast metal. But we can always augment, and we can look at reshafting, cutting down, extending, et cetera, et cetera. There's a bunch of ways you can deal with what you've got besides just buying new stuff.
Now, picking the head of the club and the manufacturer, there's, and you could just tell us what you think here. There's 2 really hot irons out there right now. What are they?
So right now, I would say the Rogue irons are, for a guy who's looking for the ball to get up in the air and distance, the Rogue iron is by far one of the hottest irons. And in TaylorMade now, they have the CGBs, the 790s, the M3s, they're really hot too. Like I said, so it's a process of, are we looking, is it a lower handicap? Is it a high handicap? So that's the first thing. Are we looking for forgiveness? Are we looking for workability? So going from workability, let's say a guy likes to draw it a lot, likes to fade it. He just likes to, like Bubba Watson. He needs a forged club. The problem is when you get these big, bulky clubs that go a lot farther, which is awesome, but you can't work the ball. So we got to find out what type of golf yard should do this, and that's part of the process as we go through it.
Just to kind of profile it for you, which might be what you're kind of looking for, is high handicappers. You're looking at right now what's hot on the market. The Rogue X.
Gotcha.
Ball goes far. I did a fitting today. Got picked up.
Very
25
forgiving.
Yard. Very forgiving. Ball goes forever. Lofts are a little bit stronger. Your average guy, your 8 to 15 handicap. Seeing a lot of guys going with this TaylorMade P790. It's got a very soft feel to it. They were sued by PXG over the rights to it, the super high-end clubs. So it's got the buzzword and everything, but the technology with the speed foam there, it really feels good. And then going down to your good golfer, your scratch golfer, your tour player, et cetera, it's always going to be something like a Mizuno. That forged feel, the MP line, it gives that maneuverability, that feedback that a better golfer is looking for, just to kind of, profile where people are.
And lie angle. So let's just say you're 1 degree flat, 1 degree upright, 2 degree upright. The wall behind me here, we have 2 or 3 heads of each certain club. So let's just say you come in here and we find out that we need a 1/2 inch long and 1 degree upright head. We could actually try out that actual head of being 1 degree upright, the shaft's long. So it's not just going, oh, well, here's my standard club, but if you get it, we'll bend them for you. No, like, you're actually going to try what you need to hit. So we have the shafts, the lie angles to match for you to actually hit to get these numbers off of you. And that's very important because a lot of guys, if they don't have what they want, they're not going to want to buy it, or they're afraid of it. So here we could actually get you to try what you would actually need out there in the real world.
That's the beauty. And once you do that, you're not going to want those old clubs anymore. So beware of that, because I know if I come in here, you're not going to bend those Ping Eye 10s for me. I'm going to. I know this. Is the steel head by Callaway still? Yeah,
they still have it running, and that was their big hot item last year.
Last year. Now, what's Callaway's new iron?
The Rogue.
That's the
Callaway
Rogue.
Okay, correct. So just to talk you through this one real quick, your I-10s, you, Charlie Ricks, you slice the golf ball, right? Ping eyes are all open faced, so that's actually going to lead you to fade it. The G's are closed.
Steven, thanks a lot, buddy. We're going to do a lot more of this club fitting stuff here on NOLA Golf Academy here at the Golf Tech Center in Metairie. Let's take a short break. We're going to come back and wrap things up, and let's talk about the majors for this coming year. The Masters is only 2 weeks away. We've got some good ones across the pond at Carnoustie, always good, and the PGA Championship is in the humid St. Louis. That's going to be a lot of fun. And, of course, the U.S. Open in Southampton, New York, at Shinnecock Hills.
There you go.
3-4 great venues for the Masters. We'll cover those when we come back here in NOLA Golf Academy on ESPN New Orleans.
A lot more than just a good time. This is the NOLA Golf Academy with Charlie Ricks.
Wouldn't it be great to drop everything and travel the good old US of A? What if your job lets you? Become a commercial truck driver at Coastal Truck Driving School. The pay and benefits are great, you won't have a boss breathing down your neck all the time, and you decide where you want to go. And truck drivers are in demand. Over 100,000 drivers are needed right now. And in as little as 4 weeks, Coastal Truck Driving School can get you up into cab earning. Day, night, and weekend classes are available, and financial assistance for those who qualify. Call them at 800-486-3639. The open road is calling. Answer it at coastaltruckdriving.net. 800-486-3639.
Always on the run and short on cash? With a State Bank and Trust Company debit card, you can pay for goods and services without the need for cash in your pockets or the hassle of writing checks. Available on all consumer and commercial checking account holders. Call or stop by any State Bank and Trust location for all the details. State Bank and Trust Company, Cajun banking, served just the way you like it. Member FDIC.
Do you love playing golf and competing in golf? And how about winning cash at golf? Now you can enjoy it all at the Flagstick in Metairie. Join the golf leagues at the Flagstick and compete on giant 10x15 high-definition simulators. The Flagstick Golf Leagues are forming now for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday nights. Call 504-510-5577 or go to theflagstickgolf.com or stop in at the Flagstick inside the Clearview Mall and register and compete weekly in the golf leagues. The Flagstick. Play, practice, party. The Flagstick.
At the Jambalaya Shop in Homa, we treat our customers like family. You can dine and carry out our homemade jambalaya gumbo, pastalaya, and more. Need catering for an event? Look no further than the Jambalaya.
Charlie, at 5650, we take the last one. I'll let you know 2 minutes ahead.
For you, events like tailgate parties, school events, office parties, even the ballpark. Call the Jambalaya Shop today at 985-851-7725. Located at 1795 Martin Luther King Boulevard in Homa, next to Ultimate Party. The Jambalaya Shop, where the secret's in the pot.
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call Low Cost Airlines. Their prices are direct from the airlines, and they're so low you can't find these fares published anywhere. They specialize in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rental rates, and great package deals anywhere around the world. Wherever you want to go, they can help you get there cheaply and with a best price guarantee. If you want the lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call right now for the lowest travel prices anywhere and for great last-minute travel deals, too. Call right now. 800-708-3091. 800-708-3091. 800-708-3091. That's 800-708-3091.
You're listening to NOLA Golf Academy.
Don't forget, NOLA Golf Academy will be at the Zurich Classic 3 days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, along with Gus Cattengill, the Sports Hangover. 9 hours of live coverage from the Zurich Classic. Excited about that. Excited about this team format. Big hit last year. The media embraced it. The spectators embraced it. And obviously the players are loving it. If there's ever a chance we're going to get Tiger Woods to come back and play in the Zurich, it's going to be this team format that's going to do it, I think. And he's close buddies with a handful of tour players that could influence that decision. And it's gonna take that one, we don't know who that person is, to make that phone call or see Tiger on the practice tee at a tour event and say, I want you to do this for me. Could happen.
Yeah, he's got 2 official invitations already. One from Bubba, who's obviously playing with Kuchar, and then one from Patrick Reed. Last I heard, there's still talks with Tiger's agent, with Tiger's camp. Holding out hope. I think he needs to get a couple strong performances in. He still needs to climb a few spots in the world golf rankings just for priority points to get into more tournaments. He has to take care of that going forward. If you see him win, if you see him take care of that, I think there's going to be a much better chance going forward.
And those are the priorities for him.
But just early commitments on the field. Last I heard, I think it's 8 out of the top 13 in the world already committed. So going to be a great year.
Let's talk about the majors this year. Of course, Augusta National, probably one of the biggest Masters to come along in years. We're all excited about that. 2 weeks, April 5th through the 8th. Sergio Garcia, by the way, he beat Justin Rose in the playoff last year. Justin Rose doesn't get the respect.
No.
He won earlier this year. He played well, yet he just lurks. And to me, he's the kind of player, and I've said this about him before, he's not necessarily one that's going to make a charge and just snatch a golf tournament. He's going to be just cool and let everybody else come back. When the dust settles, there he is. I thought he was going to do that. I said he would do that last year at the British Open, and it didn't happen. So look for Justin Rose to possibly be on the first page of that leaderboard, or maybe in the final group once again for the Masters. Okay, the U.S. Open, June 14th through 17th at Shinnecock Hills, Southampton, New York. Short golf course, but last year, Erin Hills, first time ever. It's a public golf course. The winner shoots 16 under. I think USGA was embarrassed by that. They want this to be the toughest round of golf, especially come Sunday, and it wasn't close. We've had a lot of other U.S. Opens where it was even plus to par. So they're going to have to they're going to narrow the fairways, which will make it interesting. I'm sure they'll have some rough.
That's what they should do.
But yeah, so I said Corey Pavin won there years ago.
Right.
And so that tells you right there, if he can win a U.S. Open, the length and the premium was really on accuracy and putting. So no different here.
It's interesting too what's going to happen there, because all the buzz names in golf right now, the guys we've been talking about all day, they're all long ball hitters. So what does that do there? Does it change it? Now are we looking at like a Ryan Palmer, a Zach Johnson, a Charlie Hoffman, guys that just do not miss a fairway?
Yeah.
it plays to their hands in a lot of ways, and those are all very strong putters.
A lot of players.
So it's going to change the field. But then, again, Tiger puts away the driver and hits the 2-iron. It could be St. Andrews all over when he hit one driver and blitzed the field.
Dustin Johnson can hit it very straight too. So
yeah.
Let's bring it. Okay, British Open, Carnoustie, Scotland, July 19th through the 22nd. One of the more difficult golf courses in the British Open rotation in Scotland. Very difficult. That's where 1999 Jean
this guy, he had that pole last week.
2 minutes.
Just collapsed. So that's going to be interesting. PGA Championship last year, it'll be in August. It moves to May in 2019. Bellerive, St. Louis, steamy. It will not be a dry golf shirt on that golf course from round one till the finish. So they've hosted a couple of U.S. Opens, so it is a championship caliber golf course for sure. And of course, it's long. It's over 7,500 yards. So distance will certainly help you here. So exciting majors this year. Can we get a Grand Slam? Can we have a couple of players like Rory McIlroy complete the career Grand Slam at the Masters? And of course, Jordan Spieth has won how many? He's due for the career Grand Slam as well.
He needs he needs the
PGA Championship.
Phil needs the U.S. Open.
And Phil needs the U.S. Open. So we have 3 of the majors where 3 different players can complete the career Grand Slam. Guys, thank you once again. Robert Emmett, Stephen Calamari, as usual, good information. Golf Tech here in Metairie. Get out here, 17th Street behind the Lakeside Mall. Come in here, March 20% off on your plans, on your club fitting, on your swing analysis, and check it out. If you haven't been here, it will amaze you. If you haven't had a golf lesson in a long time, come out here to Golf Tech and get started. You can also practice here at Golf Tech at your leisure. Come during the day, lunch break, take 30 minutes. You could even bring your Subway sandwich in here with you and bring one for the guys, or they'll share with you.
Diet now. Come on now.
So do that. Golf Tech in Metairie. So that's going to do it for tonight on NOLA Golf Academy. So until next week, get out and play some golf and take along a friend, or 2 or 3, and make a foursome. Good night.
A lot more than just a good time. This is the NOLA Golf Academy with Charlie Ricks.
Ford F-150, #1 seller in America. What about in the USA? Let's see. What about in